Hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope everyone is having a great summer. It's mid-year. And so I always, this time of the year, like to pause. Congratulations, you made it through the first half of a new year, 2023. We always enter the year with so much enthusiasm. We set our New Year's resolutions. We're pumped up. We're ready to go. And studies have shown us by February 21st, 80 to 85% of us have already forgotten about those New Year's resolutions. And so, what a great opportunity to reset. You still have 6 more months left in this year. What a great opportunity to reset, pause, reflect. Where have you been and where are you going? Welcome. I'm Steve White. Welcome to the July edition of LinkedIn Live with Steve White. I'm so excited to be with you. We've got an exciting subject to talk about over the next handful of minutes. But I wanted to begin today's session for all of us to pause for a second, because I'm probably like a lot of you. We get into a routine and we get going, and all of a sudden we feel like we're on automatic pilot. Well, let's stop. Let's put out the light. Let's calm down. Let's relax, and let's think about where we are. And I can't think of a better subject as we reflect on the first 6 months and we prepare for the next 6 months of this year, and even start getting ready for 2024. This idea of think and act like a business. That's our subject today. Think and act like a business as it relates to you, because you are a business. Not technically a business, but you understand what I'm saying. You are a business. And how do you invest in your business? How do you make sure your company is as strong as possible? So again, welcome to the July edition of LinkedIn Live with Steve White. Again, I'm Steve White. And the reason we do this, I talk often about the two most important days of your life is the day you're born. The second is when you know why. And I realized early on in my life, based on how I grew up in the difficult circumstances, there were so many people that gave me a hand up. And I realized early on in my life, the reason I was being given a hand up, my purpose was to make sure I paid it forward. My purpose was to make sure that I created a table of prosperity for as many people as possible. In this LinkedIn Live, this monthly process that we go through for 10 or 12 minutes to share with you insights, lessons learned, mistakes, successes, is all about trying to create a table of prosperity. So I hope for all of you who join me every month, and for some of you that are new joining, I hope you find this beneficial as you go on your journey. So again, thank you for joining. And let me just say thank you to all of those who follow me on social media, those who have purchased my book, Uncompromising, that came out last March. It's done very well. Thank you to all of you that have purchased a book for yourself, for your teams. We've had a great deal of success. And if you want to follow me, simply go to my website, stevewhitespeaks.com. You can see all of my social media handles on Instagram and Twitter. My primary focus is Facebook and LinkedIn. You can get all of that information. You can check out all the podcasts that I've been on. You can check out some of the articles that I've written and published. You can also read excerpts of the book to help you understand our message. But also you can sign up for my monthly email blog. Every month we send out, and we're fortunate and blessed, we have thousands of folks that have signed up. You can follow us through the monthly email as well. So go to stevewhitespeaks.com. You can get all the information you need. Again, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for all of your support. So let's get into the meat of this. Think and act like a business. What does that mean, you're probably saying? Well, let's start. I am chairman and CEO of Steve White Incorporated. I have two shareholders, my wife Barbita and my son Stevie. And maybe a half a shareholder coming later, because Stevie wants a dog, and we'll see how that all works out. But I am CEO and chairman of Steve White Incorporated. And companies that I've been affiliated with, like Comcast, they purchase my services, which I'm very excited about because I really love working for Comcast. It's a great company. But I know that they are purchasing my services because they believe I can help their company be successful and grow bigger and be more prosperous. So I want you to think about your situation as you incorporate it. That's not, most people might say, well, that sounds selfish, Steve. No, it's not. What it is, it's a mindset to say, I am a business, I am a company, and for my company to be successful, I have to make certain decisions. I have to invest in my company. I have to evaluate my company. I have to make choices about my company. So companies and others will want to purchase my services. So that's not selfish. That is a mindset that says, I am a business, and how do I grow my business to be successful? So here's what I want you to do. Let's just take a handful of seconds here. I want you to visualize, what is it that you want your company to stand for? What do you want your company to be known for? What reputation are you trying to establish? What are you trying to accomplish? Because for you to accomplish it, people have to want to invest in your company. They'll want to purchase your services, but why would they pick you? Why would they want your services to help their company be successful? What is it that you stand for? And I want you to visualize that for a second as you adopt this mindset of, I am chairman and CEO of me or you Incorporated. So I want to share with you a few concepts that have worked well for me in my career. A lot of people ask me, Steve, how do you go from the housing projects of Indianapolis, single mother who raised 4 boys, on ultimately a cleaning lady and then a high school janitor salary? How do you go from a situation like that to one day being president of Comcast West, one of the top 20 companies in America, leading a $20 billion business with over 30,000 teammates that you're responsible for? How does that happen? Well, we're all blessed with luck and people giving us a hand up. But one of the concepts that has really worked well for me is thinking and acting like a business. And let's talk about, what does that mean? I want to share with you 4 examples or 4 tools that I would like for you to think about as you build your company for long-term success. Step number 1, be an owner and not a renter. Some of you who have known me a long time, I've been talking about this concept of owner versus renters. Let's think about Comcast or another successful company as an example. They own that company. They make decisions that are long-term in nature. They invest in their businesses. Sometimes they take short-term losses to ensure that they get long-term gains. They're always thinking about how they can make their business successful, relevant, so they can continue to be successful. So owners versus renters, they take a long-term view. They are regularly doing self-assessment to find out where their company is in the marketplace. Is it successful? Is it not successful? Is it winning? Is it losing? Is it getting more customers or not getting more customers? They're constantly self-assessing. So what is your long-term view? How do you self-assess your company? How do you get feedback from others that'll tell you how your company is doing? And then what great companies do, they lay out a strategic plan based on all of that knowledge, based on all that insight, based on where they stand in the marketplace. They develop a strategic plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I can show you here my little notebook that I keep on my desk. I've got a 12-page strategic plan for Steve White Incorporated. Where am I going? Where do I stand now? What is my long-term plan? What is my vision? How are we going to get there as a family, as an individual company? How are we going to do that? Long-term view, constant self-assessment, get others to help you with that assessment where necessary, and that will allow you to constantly evaluate where you are to ensure that your company is on the right track. That's what an owner does versus a renter. Number 2, great companies never make it personal. There are hiccups. You lose sometimes, you win sometimes, you lose customers, you gain customers. It can be an up and down journey as you go forward, but you never take it personal. You will have setbacks in your career. You will get punched in the stomach. Don't make it personal. And the way you do that is you're always taking radical responsibility. No matter what situation I go through, I always start with, how could I have been better? How could I maybe prevented that? How could I have been maybe ahead of that? Radical responsibility. I don't allow my pride to get in the way of what's the right decision for my company. I think about my choices. Am I making decisions from an emotional state? Or am I making it from a very objective perspective? And once I get punched in the stomach, I allow myself a short period of time, maybe to wallow in my sorrow, then I dust myself off and I get back at it. Number one, always act as an owner, not as a renter. Number two, you will run into setbacks. Don't make it personal. Continue to think objectively of how you can move your company forward. Number three, don't try to do it alone. We hear all these things about solo entrepreneurs and all of that. That sounds great on a piece of paper, but great companies always have great people around them, working for them, advising them. So as you think about your company, who's surrounding you? What advisors have you reached out? What mentors have you reached out to? Who are you observing as you build your company? Don't try to do this alone. No one gets to a level of success by themselves. So who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are your advisors? And if there's someone you're really interested in, reach out to them and ask them for help. That's how you build great companies. And if you look at the great companies, it's not because they have great strategy. It's not because they have more money than others. It's because they have the best people. The reason Comcast has been so successful started as a small little cable company in 1963, and some 60 years later, it is now one of the top 20 companies in America. I guarantee you Brian Roberts will say, because we've had great people helping us. So who's on your team? Don't try to go at it alone. And then finally, earn it. Two things you can control: effort and attitude. Score an A+ in both of those areas. Earn it. Earn it. Draw people to your company based on your work ethic, based on your intellect, based on your ideas, based on your creativity and your great attitude, the can-do attitude. Earn it. And I promise you, the number of people that'll want your services, whether you're a corporate employee or an independent entrepreneur, whatever you're doing, earn it. You will find people will flock to your company to purchase your services. So, think and act like a business. Act as an owner, not a renter. Number two, don't make it personal. Number three, don't try to do it by yourself. And number four, go earn it. Earn it. You will attract more customers, more companies, more others than you can imagine. I hope you found today's session helpful. Think and act like a business. You're chairman and CEO of You Incorporated. Come up with your own name. I'm not very creative, so I'm just chairman and CEO of Steve White Incorporated. Hopefully you found this helpful. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for supporting me. If you want to learn more, go to stevewhitespeaks.com. You can find my social media handles. Particularly, I focus a lot on LinkedIn and Facebook. You can sign up for my monthly email. Hopefully these nuggets will continue to help you on your journey. But I wish you the best on your journey. Thank you for all your support. If you haven't checked out the book, go to my website. You can check out parts of Uncompromising, and I hope you'll be inspired. So thank you again. Continue to enjoy the rest of your summer. I will see you back here live on Monday, August 7th for the August edition of LinkedIn Live with Steve White. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you for being here.